waged a campaign to vote for the 1-minute poster presentations and the for the poster presentations. I must say, after such a long, hard campaign, the voter turnout was somewhat tepid. But this is still a popular vote. And I think that's what we were all hoping for in lots of situations. So we stuck to the popular vote here. And we do have some results. So, Rachel, I was hoping maybe you could give away the, this one. So the runners-up is poster number 25. So the winner is poster number 15. So fantastic, congratulations. Now, in the agenda, I have actually 50 minutes. You must be thinking, she's one of the organizers and gave herself a nice time. Maybe I'll take 50 minutes and 100 slides, who knows? No, I'll try to end on time and before time, as is in the agenda. So for this closing, clearly you heard more presentations than I did, so therefore I'm going to do you all a favor and not repeat anything of what you have heard. But what I did, I took the lead of one of my dear friends, Namakulo, from last year on how she decided to close. So following her, what I did was today, I did a participatory research with the event's participants, yeah? My sampling frame were you all, and I had very strict exclusion criteria. So these are I excluded all the organizations that I am involved in and all my friends, which is, I asked basically people, I didn't go and include people from Imana, anyone I worked directly or previously or currently, and all the people named in the conference agenda who had a lot of mic time. So I didn't approach them. So my inclusion criteria were people who did not get a chance to talk that much in the conference, mostly early career researchers and the academics who did not present for the most part and to the extent I could remember. So may I ask Asnake, Ki Hong, Deepa Bhandari, Shalini Suresh, and Professor Abdul Bais to come here, and as we discussed earlier, I'll give you the microphone, reflect on the conference and what this all meant to you, this week's events, for about 45 seconds each.
My name is Asna Kararsa. I'm from Harama University, Ethiopia. This is my second ANH week participation. Last year I presented oral presentation, and this year I have poster presentation. And this is, I think, the first 2 days of our discussion was, or the first 2 days of the Learning Lab was a good opportunity to share current knowledge and skill. And I got it very interesting, and I promise I will share it with my colleague at home. The learning session was very special because it was interactive, and it's a good opportunity to learn each other. The scientific symposium is also amazing opportunity to learn how people approach our common problem from different discipline and from different angle. And very important aspect that I've learned from the scientific symposium is all researchers share their strengths, their challenge, and their limitation, and that helps us just not to repeat everything they did, and we'll take that best practice. I think I look nutrition from different perspective in the future. Finally, I would like to thank NH Academy, for providing me and others a bursary, otherwise we may not be able to participate in this event. Thank you very much.
Hello, I am Abdul Bais. I'm Director of Research, BRAC, Bangladesh. I thank first LANSA for inviting me to attend this conference. Uh, Given that I have only 45 seconds, I want to tell you that I wear 3 hats back home. I lead a research division, I teach in public university, and also I am a regular columnist of 4 newspapers, weekly columnist. So I will use 3 hats to take home 2 lessons, to see that these lessons are materialized. First, I learned from the deliberations that the whole syllabus of agricultural economics, development economics, and Bangladesh economics should go radical changes to accommodate agriculture and nutrition linkages. Because the current syllabus does not contain anything of those discussed in 3 days. I think the emerging situation is to radically change the syllabus, because these undergraduates will emerge as policymakers, and they will make policies. So like their forefathers, if they are driven to growth, they will be misled. And I want that they should learn how agriculture, health, and nutrition are interlinked. And second lesson that I learned here is a good agriculture policy, among others, is a must for good nutritional outcomes. The fact that South Asia is pervasive in malnutrition is because of the fact that agriculture policies drove us to monocropping system. Maybe that was right, that was needed, because we were starving otherwise. But now we are not starving. Our children are not starving. They are stunted. So the shift from starving to stunting needs a paradigm shift in agriculture policies. So I will try to use my 3 hats to see that in the syllabus, these linkages are included, and to see that policymakers understand that agriculture policies matters for nutritional outcome. Thank you.
Could you also write in the newspapers about this event?
Hi, everyone. My name's Shalini. I'm a master's student in public health at Columbia University, and I just got to Kathmandu last week to start a very exciting 6-month internship with Helen Keller International. So when I was asked at lunch today to convey my experience here at the conference in just under a minute, I was a little overwhelmed, because it was definitely a wealth of an experience. And as a fairly new entrant to the field of nutrition, I could not have imagined a more didactic, cohesive, and stimulating environment to learn about the current strides in agriculture and nutrition, policy, research, and programming. And I think this event presented an extraordinary diversity in ideas in parallel to the diversity of people present here, whom I had the good fortune of interacting with during the coffee breaks and delicious lunch hours. And I have to say that from the engaging learning labs to the dynamic research presentations, the entire experience facilitated a really strong and deep understanding of the challenges to current agriculture, nutrition, research, and policy, and definitely helped me understand the brilliant approaches that our peers and seniors have taken in tackling them. And above all, I'm sure this sparked a lot of new ideas and future directions for research. So I want to thank the presenters and organizers, and I'm eager to see where the discussions from this week lead, and I look forward to next year's conference.
You will agree with me that age and degree and experience are not directly correlated with articulation. I can't believe you were so nervous during lunchtime. That was great. Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Deepa Bhandari, currently working for Agriculture and Food Security Project for FAO. 5 days, we've been excitedly waiting for this 5 days. We've learned a lot in 5 days, met wonderful people, researchers from all over Africa and South Asia, learned a lot about researches, which I wouldn't have gone to all those countries. I mean, if I had opportunity, I would, but learning everything under one umbrella, it's been wonderful. Meeting people from all over the world, networking over networking event, coffee breaks, lunches, and learning from each other. Hopefully we can take all these researches, wonderful research that you have brought in. I work in community level, so hopefully I can trickle down at implementation level, as well as all of us go back in our lives, normal lives, we can take all the learnings and bring some changes in the future. And thank you so much for all the organizations and participants.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Ki Huang from Helbrick, Canada, Vietnam office. I am a researcher on nutrition and food security. It's my first time in there. Yeah, I'm very, very happy. And I realize that this symposium is so excellent. Yeah. And I learned a lot new term and conception from this symposium. How to integration multiple sector into nutrition, dietary, and food security. For example, in water security, what a very, very new term with me. Yeah. And besides, I know more on designing the method, monitoring and evaluation on study on nutrition sensitive agriculture and my next plan is applying knowledge from this symposium to my research on my country. And the last, I would like to thank, I would like to give a special thanks to ANS Symposium for bringing me to here, and look forward all of you in the next year. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Those were some illustrative quotes. Lizzie Hull told us in that qualitative learning lab, that's what we should be doing. And for generalizability, I could crowdsource a bit and ask you all to say nice things about this, but I won't, in the interest of time. So the big strengths of this event is that the team and the partnership and all the people who contributed to the program, by that I don't mean just the people who organized, but all of you who contributed to even make this happen. Of course, like any study and like any event, there were some limitations, which is the time, the budget, and which limited our ability to look more in depth into various global contexts. We keenly note that this is obviously, being in South Asia, has a South Asia flavor. Last year, we were fortunate to have a deep East Africa and Southern Africa flavor, but we still do need to bring Latin America, west of Africa into this mix, and definitely other disciplines that are underrepresented here. So I just want to end by saying what the next steps are. We will be sending you a survey. Of course, you were expecting that from any conference. And we have used what you have said in the survey during the course of the conference, as well as some of you have written to us later with suggestions. And we take all of them seriously. We indeed have taken them seriously. And if you want, you can go back to the previous report, compare and contrast how we have addressed these. But I'm sure you have better things to do. So we will, of course, have a glossy report summarizing the survey results, the stats and nice infographics and things like that. But we will also be bringing out, thanks to Richard Strange from the Food Security Journal, the conference proceedings. Food security has been an early supporter of all the ELCIRA conferences and the last year's academy. And this year, we are even more ambitious. We are not only going to publish the conference proceedings, but as we discussed on the second day of the learning labs, we will be approaching people to contribute to some of the empirical papers, and hopefully we're hoping we'll get 4 to 5 good empirical papers out of this conference that would be published as a special section in the Food Security Journal. Now, most of the, all of the plenary sessions have been recorded, as you know, all the discussions have been recorded. They'll be on YouTube. Select learning lab sessions were recorded on YouTube, and they will be, recorded, and they will be on, well, they say it should be on YouTube, but it'll be on the web, and I'm assuming it's the YouTube or the Academy NIL websites. You know where to look, and you will definitely know, we'll let you know. And if you have any other suggestions, we warmly welcome that, and you know where to reach any one of us, yes? And we hope to meet you next year, all of you. And until then, you will hear from us in lots of different ways. Thank you very much for being a part of this event.